Hi good folks, this is just going to be a quick unboxing and mini review of this Samsung multi-charging cable, which you may have seen in my CPC mailbag video. And what I was going to do is just going to open it up and compare it to some other charging cables I've got, just to see what the difference in performance is. So I think before we unbox it, we'll look at some existing cables I've got. Now, this current one I've got here is claims to be genuine Samsung from AliExpress, 54 pence including delivery to UK. So I think you can pretty much guess it's a clone or a fake. So yeah, I'm just going to compare a cheap cable to a genuine cable to this multi-charging cable and just see what sort of current the phone will actually charge at. So without further ado, I'll plug this clone in, and I've got a little app on here called Galaxy Charging Current, and it's quite good. It just shows you what your phone is currently charging at. As you can see here, the current. So you've got the maximum, and it basically checks cable, because some cables have got sort of extra screening and can handle more current. But it checks the cable and then will basically tell you what the charging rate is. So we can see it's maximum 500, excuse me, 500 milliamps on this cable, and the actual current, pardon the pun, but the current charging current is 420 milliamps, with an average of 324. Now, if you because the phone's obviously using power at the same time as it's being charged, that will sort of decrease. So if I lock the phone and then unlock it, it normally pops up. I don't know why it's went to negative there, but it refreshes every sort of 5 seconds, but it's went up slightly higher to 406, and that will drop down again. Anyway, that's for cheap generic cable, so I shall unplug that and move on to a genuine cable now. So just a standard USB 2 cable, and if we plug this in, we can see that the maximum this cable can handle is 1.8 amps, or 1800 milliamps if you prefer, and give it a second and we can see it's charging at about just over an amp. Yeah, fluttering around an amp there. So now it's time to have a look at the new one I got. So I'll just pop it open. There we go. Okay, right, so what do we get? We get the cable itself, which we'll look at. We get the little multi-language book. I don't know if it will say anything. It's probably just going to be sort of conformity stuff, I would imagine. Yeah, just really conformity. Use only Samsung approved chargers, blah blah blah. Yeah, as it says, they are charging 2 or more devices simultaneously and may take longer than charging one at a time. Of course, you know, if it's a 2 amp charger and you've got 2 items, obviously the maximum it's going to charge those items is an amp each, and that's obviously in ideal circumstances. Blah blah blah. Yeah, just a basic user manual. So look at the device here. We've got a little, again, CE mark and, you know, various industry standard logos on there, and we'll have a look at the actual cable itself. So I'll just undo this little tie up, and I know you can't see that on camera, but it's about from this plug to this junction, if you like, or whatever, is about 1 meter, and then we've got maybe another 25 centimeters or so. I think it was sold as a 1.3 meter, and we've obviously got the three micro USB connectors at the end. I said in the previous video that I thought it was USB USB 3, but it's not. It's like a standard. I know you can't see that in there. Just let me see if I've got a torch handy. I really should keep my torch handy. Here we go. So I'll try and get a bit extra light. Yeah, you can see that perfectly there. So you've got your 4 standard conductors, which are in the basically recessed into the plastic there. But there's 2 further contacts at either side of the connector, which I've never seen before. So yeah, I don't know if this is a standard sort of plug, or maybe I've just not realised that before in a USB-A connector. But I suppose the best thing to do is just plug it in and see how it works and how it performs. So I'll try all 3 of these to see if one gives us a bigger output. Okay, so that's saying a maximum of 1 amp. Okay, next one along. Yeah, it initially starts at 1800 milliamps, but then goes to 1 amp. And then the final one, 1800, and then drops down to an amp. Strange. I don't know why that is. You'd think if it was, if it's got a 2 amp charger attached to it, and it's a genuine Samsung cable, you'd think it was would give you the full output of the charger to charge your device. Anyway, what I thought I'd try as well, I've got this Acer tablet, which is a bit dirty. I do apologise, fingerprints all over it. Yeah, but I thought we'll just try and charge that at the same time and see what it does to the current. So I'll just plug that in now. So hopefully you'll be able to see that on screen. Currently sitting at 955 milliamps. And then that's now dropped. That's now dropped the charging of the phone, the maximum charging, down to 500 milliamps. Strange. Now I'm actually using the charger, the actual mains to USB charger is the Acer one. It does have a 2 amp output, so I'm wondering if that's possibly causing an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just quickly going to pause this video, grab a genuine Samsung charger, a 2.1 amp, and just see if that makes any difference. So if you bear with me for 2 minutes. Oh yeah, again folks, right, that's me back. I've just dug out 2 genuine chargers, these type ones. This one's still got the film on it. But yeah, genuine Samsung wall to USB chargers. And yeah, with that genuine charger, I'm getting the full 1800 milliamp potential charging capacity. When I plug in this tablet, if you remember, it dropped down to about 500 milliamps. But with the genuine charger, it's obviously sharing out the current, and it drops down to 800. Yeah, so I think that's a reasonable charging current that will charge fairly quickly on that. Obviously not as fast as 1800, but never mind. So I don't know if this is drawing maybe more power rather than it being split equally, 900 kind of thing. But yeah, it does obviously split it. And I thought I'll just try a third device, which is just this TechNet, mobile power bank, and see what that takes down to. And that drops it down to 400 milliamps. Yeah. Potential. The reference on that is 78 milliamps, so just now. I don't know if you can see that. Interesting thing about this is though, if we unplug that, see if that makes any difference. Give it a second to refresh. It doesn't. So if I unplug it from the wall adapter, then plug it back in, we can see it goes 1800 initially and then drops down to 800 again. And it's the same with the tablet. If I disconnect it, the maximum charging remains at 800, and then I've then got to disconnect the USB cable, then plug it back in, and then that'll give me the full 1800 milliamps. So yeah, a little bit yeah, it's not perfect, but certainly it's a good quality cable that, you know, is going to charge multiple devices at a time. Yeah, so I will keep it and I will use it, you know, because I've got so many chargers all over the place. If it's something you don't use very often, like this tablet, I use it very rarely, so I could just keep it plugged in, and, you know, and maybe this power bank, and just keep them plugged in all the time. It'll just keep them topped up, and it's only taking up one charger. I think I said in my other video, this cable was just under £6 delivered from CPC, and what do you call it? I've had a look about online, and Amazon are selling it for £11 plus delivery, and some places online are selling it for as much as £24.99 excluding delivery. So CPC have definitely got the best price in this just now. Like I say, it is a 100% genuine cable. They're not gonna, well, you would hope that CPC wouldn't tarnish the reputation by selling a third-party cable. And just for reference, there's the model number there. It's in typical Samsung, easy to remember model numbers. It's an AT-TG900UBEGWW multi-charging cable. So there we go, guys. I hope you found that useful. Yeah, yes, I would recommend the product, and as I said in my previous video, I definitely recommend CPC as a company. So yeah, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Hi folks, just a little bolt-on video, as I often do. Something I noticed when I was watching the video back was that this cable does not support data communication. So yeah, don't buy this if you want to use it as a sync cable, because it won't work. And the last thing I'd want you to do is go and buy one, take it away on holiday or business, try to sync your phone, back up photos or whatever, and then realise it doesn't actually function as a sync cable. So yeah, just be aware. Alright guys, see you in a bit, bye.